Hello, Acme employees. I'd like to introduce myself as the coordinator of the new Wellness Initiative. You should have recently received an update to the employee handbook outlining the new initiative. As an addition, this video will help you evaluate scientific claims. We will review a few theories of happiness and how well the science supports them. Two speakers, Brennan Pritchard and Sonia Lembarsky, have presented their own theory on happiness. However, only one theory is scientifically supported appropriately. There are indicators you should be aware of too when evaluating scientific claims. In terms of scientific claims, Brendan's video, How to Be Happy, Secrets to Happiness, does not show appropriate claims. Brendan begins by stating happiness comes from one's perspective of the world. In this perspective, one looks at the past with fond thoughts, even if it was a tough battle. You can find peace knowing it is in the past and you got through it. When looking at the present, you should be completely engulfed in whatever you're working on. And when looking at the future, you should find the joy in the events to come, even if it's going to be difficult. Brennan says this is the perspective that you should aim for to create happiness. He also explains how to be physically healthy by eating right, getting enough sleep and water, taking breaks, as well as working out. Brennan says by keeping these consistent habits, you can create happiness in your life and relationships. In order to achieve happiness in relationships, Brennan recommends applying the common sense things we know about relationships, such as being present with your partner, giving them the benefit of the doubt, and realizing you're in this together. As far as achieving happiness spiritually, one should have a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, be in awe of the world, feel grateful for the lives that we live, and just be in the moment at all times. Throughout the video, Brendan uses inappropriate applications of theory. Although Brendan studied psychology, he does not refer to or use peer-reviewed sources to support his claims. Brendan is a very well-known motivational speaker, but does not tell his audience if he's qualified or trained adequately in the subject to give his reasoning. He also does not present any documented methods to prove his theory. When trying to explain why we should be more engaged in life as a secret to happiness, Brennan simply cites all spiritual texts and teaches as a source for this claim. He also gets paid for recording videos like these. This is something to think about as well, since there's possible bias in the claims he made. He may be less motivated to provide research because they may skew his current claims and messaging, something he's kept consistent throughout his career, according to his website, brendan.com. Brennan does not show sound science or valid reasoning supported by qualified personnel throughout the video. The second video is called Happiness for a Lifetime by Sonia Lembarsky, a professor at the University of California. Sonia begins her talk by making the point that happiness can be created, but it doesn't always last as long as we'd hope. It's human nature to reach a level of happiness and start wanting more. If you want happiness for a lifetime, Sonia says you need to help other people. The claims within this video do show appropriate scientific support. Sonia begins by making a claim on how to create happiness for a lifetime, using a well-known Chinese proverb explaining how to create happiness for different periods of time. She also presents a study done on random acts of kindness. The study showed the changes in happiness for those performing acts of kindness all on one day in comparison to those who spread the acts across the course of 1 week. Sonia's main theory is that helping others and being generous consistently will lead to increased long-term happiness. She's able to test this theory on a college campus with 3 different groups of students. Sonia asked 2 groups to complete 5 acts of kindness while asking the control group to do nothing. The control group gives a baseline to determine the change in students when completing acts of kindness. Within the 2 groups of students that completed 5 acts of kindness, Group 1 completed the acts all in 1 day per week over the course of 6 weeks. Group 2 completed their acts over the course of 1 week per week for 6 weeks. After the study, Sonia found that the control group reduced their amount of assistance to others over the course of the study, while Group 1 increased their amount of assistance to others more than both the control group and Group 2, which had an increase as well, although smaller than Group 1. The control group had the largest reduction in their amount of happiness, while Group 1 experienced the highest change in their amount of happiness. Group 2 also experienced a reduced amount of happiness, but it wasn't as significant as the control group. Sonia also introduces another quote from President Bush, who also believes helping others can be of your interest. Sonia's claims can be tested by others and can be researched in order to reach the same conclusion she's come to. Overall, Sonia uses sound science to support her claims throughout the video. All in all, while motivating, Brendan does not offer evidence to support any of his claims. Sonia, on the other hand, gives more than one credible source to support her claims. Brendan's delivery shows inappropriate applications of theory through broad generalizations, the omission of vital information, and peer-reviewed sources. Sonia gives a great example of an appropriate application of theory by providing ample evidence to prove her point, as well as including her own qualifications in regards to the topic. Thank you for watching Aptly Employees. I hope this will help you in your future when looking to evaluate scientific claims.